Hello everyone, it's Siona from Honouring ME Crochet and the Hooked on Crochet Club, and I'm here for our crochet and chat session, the last one for 2019, if you can believe that. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas break. I know I have, kind of not really wanting to go back to work on Friday, but you get that. Sorry, Monday, today's Friday. See, all the days go crooked when you have time off. I'm kind of keeping track. So tonight I'm just sitting here while I talk to you. I've got my circles to turn into squares. I'm on my last, what have I got here? Half a dozen that I've got to turn into squares, and then I can make the blanket. And I might end up having to make some extra squares. We'll see what layout we decide on once I start doing that. But I can say it's been nice to be able to have a break and catch up on a few things. Had lovely time with family on Christmas Day. So I don't know if you saw my blog yesterday, but I put the pattern for the Scrubby that I was making last week. So this one is now on the blog as well. So it's got links to everything. So the written part is in there, the little tutorial I gave last week is in there, so you can have that all in one place. And if you're on my email list, then you'll get links to it in the newsletter that comes out on the 1st. So, but I also wanted to talk tonight about the temperature blanket, which I've seen them on and off around Instagram more than anywhere else for a while. There seems to be, and it's the time of year where everyone starts thinking about it. So I had some rainbow yarn, which you can see just there in the background. So that was in a colour pack that I had sitting on my shelf, which I didn't know what to turn into. So I thought I would use that to make a temperature blanket. So if you haven't seen them before, there's quite a variety. So some people make them with rows, some people make them with different squares. But the idea of them is that they mark the temperature for every day of, well, generally a year. You could do it for 6 months, you could do it by month, depending on what you want to do. So I've decided to make one for the year. And now, look, I've missed stitches somewhere. So I'm going to do that. And I've put together a little download for those of you that want the download. Sorry, I've just seen where I've missed. So you don't have to use the same yarn that I'm making, and you don't have to use the same colours either. There's a whole variety of colours that people have used. If you're making comments, sorry, my internet's a bit crap, so I don't seem to get comments. So I'm going to use those 10 colours, and because Perth doesn't have as extreme temperature range as some other areas, I've made them 3 degrees apart, ranging from under 15 to over 40 degrees, and I'm talking Celsius. So you can either do the same or you can adjust them to match your own. You could have more colours or less colours. I've also seen some people do a low and high temperature. So for mine, I'm going to make it as a granny square. I'm only going to do 3 rounds, so it'll be this size. And then I'm going to join them as I go, because I know with doing a row, it's going to be quite a long row to get to a full blanket, and I don't have the patience all the time for that, whereas I do have the time to make a 3-round square. And it kind of ties into what I like to encourage with the clubhouse, which is a daily crochet habit. So that's an easy one. If you are wanting to build a daily habit, then that's an easy one to help you along the way with that. And my intent as well is to do Instagram lives each day while I make it. I'm going to call it Crochet for Calm. So you can either watch or you can join in if you want to help build the habit. But I'll be doing that. So when I do my squares, I'm going to join them as I go. So they'll be like this together. This is a little bookmark I've kind of made. But I'm going to start in the diagonal and then work outwards from there. So mine's going to go from January in one corner, work its way out, and then back in again to December. It's going to be 18 by 20 squares. I haven't worked out how wide that is yet, but it's still going to be quite a sizable blanket. And because that only adds up to 360 and I don't want to miss out on any days, what I've decided is that the last 6 days, because it's a leap year, will be the border. So the border will take a little bit longer, but we should be on break then, so it should be a little easier to do as well. See, now I'm missing stitches again. I really can't do something that requires counting while I need to talk. Goodness me. But anyway, I really can't see where I've missed now. There. Okay. So that's my thing. So if you do want to join in with the temperature blanket, I am hosting it in the challenge group that I set up for the Square a Day challenge, which is part of my Clubhouse page. It was supposed to be just a pop-up one, but I will be running that as a challenge for the whole year if you want to do that. And I'll use the same group to do some other Square a Day challenges. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to do February or March for the first one, because I know some people are still joining their blankets or whatever they're making from that first square as well, square challenge. So yeah, so I'll put, once this is done, I will put in comments link, or I'll adjust the description maybe, the link for the download. So if you do want to join in the temperature chart, so I'm using this hobby yarn. So the yarn I bought, it's a rainbow cotton 8/4, which means it's fine, I think that is. So I made these with a 3mm hook. So they do have the 4/4, which is thicker. I haven't bought any of that though. And they're quite a good price yarn. Now in the download, because I'm not sure if the colour packs are still available, but in the download I did put what every single individual number is, so you can pick from that. And they do have a very big range. So if you did want to make more colours, you can just sit there and click the colours and add however many. I've bought 4 of each. I don't know if I will really need that many with the size square and based on other blankets I've made, but I'd rather have too many than not enough, and then I'll just find something else to do with it or make another one the next year, who knows. But yeah, so if you're interested in doing a temperature blanket, if you're not sure what they look like, just do a Google search, or even go on Instagram and search the tag temperature blanket, and you can even do temperature blanket and the different years, and you'll come up with a bunch of them that you can look up. There's quite a few different varieties on there, but I've gone with one that I know I can manage and won't get bored of. And it's also one that's suitable for beginners because it is just the simple granny square and doesn't require a lot of time each day. So I should mention as well, so it means that you've got to keep track of what the max temperature is for the day, which I've found it's easy to find on my weather app on my phone, which you can probably do as well. If you click the right things, it does show you what the high temp was for the day. Otherwise, look, I got the round done without messing it up. Otherwise, I'm sure you can find it online. I know we've used it at work before and we've had to look back in the past for temperatures on certain days. So yeah, that's about it from me. I do hope you'll want to join in. I am also preparing for beginner's course to start in a couple of weeks' time. I've still got a lot of work to do on it because I've been enjoying a bit too much downtime, I think. But I am looking forward to having that. So I do have the free guide. This will be a paid course for those that want to learn, and hopefully, or not hopefully, it will. If you follow the curriculum, it will give you all the basics that you need for crochet. But that should be on my blog this week if I do the right thing and pull my finger out and sort that out. But anyway, so that is going to be me. That is the last Crochet and Chat for the year and the decade, if you can believe that. We will be back next Friday for the first one of 2020 and the first one of the new decade. So apologies if you've left comments because they're not coming up. But I will see you next year, next decade. Thanks. Bye.